That looked a little
going
different.
on. That looks a little different. I might be in a different place today. Oh, that, yes.
And your place, both.
That's because we have a super special edition today.
What's it about?
Super special. We're dedicating the entire episode to all things Scarefest, which we're so excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Our guests are the voice of Scarefest Radio, Scarefest TV, and he's MC of Scarefest. And the other has worked in security every year for the convention since it's begun and is now director of security. Please welcome Wes Forsythe and Adam Johnson.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Nobody waves with two hands anymore. That's something we need to bring back.
Okay,
I do it all the time. It's called Jazzy Greetings.
Yes, Jazzy Greetings.
Jazz fingers.
Jazzy fingers.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey. Yes, we're here representing the Scarefest.
Yes, they are.
Get that radio voice going, baby.
Oh my gosh.
You know what, Adam? Strange side story.
Oh Lord.
It took me last year after the Scarefest. It took my voice like 6 months to regain any timbre at all as far as going up or down.
Oh yeah.
I sounded like one of those old ladies that sit at slot machines, and smoke cigarettes in their 80s.
Shot.
Yes, that's what for like 6 months. I had no range in my voice.
But you also have to understand, like, this guy talks for 4 days straight. Literally, he never stops talking.
The announcements are always ongoing, everything.
Oh, yeah, sure. I guess the con,
we'll
too.
get into
I'm thinking about it afterwards, but that's beside the point. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, that's the only difference in Scarefest. I know first. Okay, Chad Harlan is our official announcer now. I do some of the important stuff because I'm still an attention whore. But I'm tied. I can't be tied down to the announcer booth all weekend. So I just want to give him a plug, make that clear.
Oh yeah, okay.
But the difference is, it's not that I talk more at Scarefest; it's that I have to talk over 10,000 people when I'm.
That is also true.
Having a conversation, and it wears on the old smoker's voice here.
Yes.
Have you tried gargling hot dog water?
Honestly, no.
Good. That won't do anything. I just wanted to know.
That's not a thing, is it?
Okay.
I don't.
Maybe some tea and honey.
Yeah.
Maybe
that might be a good alternative. Yeah.
Tea and honey, absolutely.
Good alternative. Yeah.
Oh,
if you don't have hot dogs, tea and honey.
Right. See, this is a Yankee thing, Wesley. This is what this is.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
It's a Yankee thing.
Arkansas.
I was gonna say,
y'all are Yankees.
I'll just grin and go along like I have every cultural reference since the year 2000.
Like, I know Kentucky, y'all think you're Southern, but you're north of me, so let's just...
Actually, we're Midwestern with a Southern accent. So.
Yeah, you are kind of in that weird, like, North Carolina, Kentucky vortex of... Yeah. At least I'm not Mississippi. That's all I can say.
I talk to people on the phone for a living, and they all think I'm from New York, so you know.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It makes absolutely no sense at all.
Well,
do you go security voice on them?
I can, yeah. I usually don't.
That probably does it.
I usually don't. When I have to go security voice on them, something has gone horribly wrong.
I was going to say that's a serious situation because,
Yeah, my security voice carries across an entire con floor, so, you know.
Yes.
So I feel like there's a problem that's been solved for a while that we're just discovering, with your security voice carrying like it does and Wes losing his.
Oh, yeah. No. I've got about six good let outs in me, and then it's gone. I can't.
No. I see the light bulb.
Like Wes's voice, he says he sounds like a smoker playing slots. I am just done. By Monday, I'm just out. You can't hear me. I'm talking, my mouth's moving, but nothing's coming out.
Oh, I remember Mama Kim saying that.
Yep.
That every year you guys lose your voices. So
Lindsay, get on track. What are we doing here? Come on.
We've at least sort of let people
Shit
know
together.
what your jobs are, your functions are at Scarefest. But
Start with
what
the
are your
man.
jobs really like? Like weekend of Scarefest and anything during the year to plan for the next one. Like, what do your jobs like fully involve? I know it's crazy
You
because
didn't warn me this was a 3-hour fucking show.
I was about to say,
signed up for it.
if
You
there's
just
any
asked
way to
7
clip
questions.
notes, I was
After that,
yeah.
could you name off every guest you've ever had in alphabetical order?
No.
Well, I'll start. My official capacity with the Scarefest is I'm their media director, which started out as like I hand T-shirts to like 5 people in the media team. But what we turned it into is I'm the more or less I'm in charge of everything public facing. At least, if not doing it, seeing that it gets done.
Right.
And that's what I do at the Scarefest. That's why I can't stay at my booth. I took it on myself starting last year. I made an itinerary of every little thing that was on the schedule. And I ran back and forth all over the floor and next door to Lex Live all weekend, making sure that everything started on time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
actually, it only mattered one time all weekend, but I was there.
You were running all over the place, both of you.
So you're
guys
just
are.
straight up front of the house when it comes down to it.
Yeah, somebody tagged me with the "You're the voice of Scarefest" like 5 years ago, and so I said, "Well, if I'm the voice, then that means people are gonna either have to listen to me or not." So,
yeah.
but yeah,
Good choice.
that's my official job. Is I kind of handle the forward facing stuff. Now, I will say the owner Brandon Griffith has sucked up more of that this year, trying to do it himself. So, like, I don't do the website anymore.
Okay.
He handles most of the graphics work. On that end of it, on the website and on social media, my stuff is more behind the scenes. In other words, I set up the niggly piggly automatic posts that get like today I was talking about axe throwing and shit, I don't even know what I was talking about, but things that we had locked down that were on a schedule that we could go ahead and start advertising.
That you could confirm.
Yeah, and then of course Nicole gives me a list. That's the co-owner, Nicole Griffith, gives me a list of things that I can't do anything about because they're not nailed down.
Right.
Times will vary, places, people, whatever. So
yeah.
So it's just utter fucking chaos.
Always.
Like organized utter chaos. Yeah.
From my understanding, it always seemed kind of like everything was a little bit in the air because there's so many people. Like, there's so many people to keep track of and so many events and but you guys, seriously, it's insane how well last year went. I mean, I've only been
It was
year,
insane. It was an accident. I don't know.
Everyone was raving.
Is that where you got my Funko from?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, the pictures I saw were just
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
A lot of credit, goes to Adam and his team in that keeping the floor from being unruly is a great deal of it. But honestly, last year, and me and Adam we talked about this at the show, we were amazed. We were down, 50% on volunteers, maybe a little over 50% on what we normally have to put the show on.
Right.
I didn't know that.
We had 274 volunteers initially, and the show ran with 112.
Oh
And
my God.
you were down 150
I did not
of
know.
them.
Yep.
I had no idea.
And the only
That's the plan. That's the goal.
I
You're not
know there's
supposed to know.
so many things that
but that
made
made Brandon Griffith cocky because we can run this with 100 people.
Yeah, we can run.
We're like, no, we can't. No, really, no.
I haven't slept in 4 days.
You're like, it's okay. I'm just
But
dying.
the difference was last year because only your stalwart volunteers came forward because of everything. From COVID to just not having time, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
We had a really high quality volunteer list overall, and everybody came into it not worrying about what they got out of it. They worried about making it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that was almost to a person. And that's great, giving great credit to the volunteers, to the staff, as we say.
It was awesome to see. Yeah.
And see, the
everyone
crazy part was last year, I kind of stepped back. So Lindsay was right about one thing. I am the director of security, but that's not my official title now. Not anymore. I am the executive director of logistics. That's my official title now. I am in charge of making sure that the engine keeps moving. That is my job. If it's moving on Scarefest, I have a hand in it. And that includes security, that includes star moving, transportation, which Miss Lindsay was a member of last year.
Yep.
Any kind of movement, any kind of like, this needs to be moved over here, this needs to be moved over there. It's me.
Never anything has to get anywhere. Anyone or anything.
Yep. Anyone or anything that needs to move, I'm in charge of it.
And when it comes to our lines, there is a lot of moving to be done.
Yeah. The crazy part about Scarefest that nobody understands is the fans are one of the biggest moving pieces that I have to keep up with through the week. Mm-hmm. And Stars Row runs with a team of like usually 12 people. For all of the fans that are there, 12 people wrangle them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Exactly.
That's insane.
Exactly.
And you've got what, 30 spots, give or take, as far as like
VIPs?
people.
I think this year we have 57.
There's more.
We're pushing 60. This year.
Pushing 60.
Yeah.
Last year
like
we were
individual
pushing,
stations.
Pushing
last
50.
year,
Wasn't it 50 last year?
50 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that includes what we call our corner stars, the people who have the prime locations and have the biggest lines and the largest fan group that's going to come and see them and everything like that.
Right.
Like last year it was Bruce.
Yep, Bruce Campbell was the big one. Yeah.
Bruce Campbell's line alone took up 6 of my people.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was
just one line, one star took up 6 of my people.
Yeah, and even that was hard for them. Like, I'll ask about this more later, but like one of the things I really started understanding about, like in terms of rules for security and stuff, with taking photos of the VIPs.
You don't do it. You don't do it.
Not do it. Yeah, and I was right next to Bruce. I had gotten my picture taken with him and Ted, and I went to get Ted signed, and as I'm waiting there, this guy comes walking by, and his phone's up, and he's trying to get Bruce, and so I kind of got up, and I'm like, "Hey, what you doing?" Because the other 2 girls that were there were dealing with other people too, and I was just like, "Lord, there are people everywhere."
Oh yeah, I have broken a Nikon, a fairly nice Nikon camera.
For someone coming in and taking the photos.
Yep. After I have a rule that if I warn you 4 times and you still do it, then obviously you don't care.
4 times.
So
yeah,
we and it's an ongoing thing. Of course, as a media director, one of the things I do is I approve for the true media, meaning photographers, papers, podcasters, to come in,
and they're badged, and we know they're there, and they introduce themselves, and the whole deal.
But that is the main thing, though, that I try to drill into them. If you even pull a camera out on Stars Row, you better grab a security guy and say, "Okay, all I'm doing is B-roll. We're not," because they'll know where you can't point the camera. They'll know the safe zones. They'll know who. Because every now and then, we have a celebrity that says no.
Right.
And it happens every year.
Some don't mind, and some really do.
And as far as like the press?
Yeah. Anybody. Yeah. They just,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, anybody. Press, fans, 3-year-olds. They don't care. They don't want their picture taken at their booth or in, their location because they sell photo ops.
Right.
And they want people to buy those, which makes sense,
100%. It's like bringing food in the movie theater. I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't done that at all.
Right?
No, never, ever. That's what. Oh, you guys are missing out with the big purses. You get some big purses. They're good for movie theaters.
That's where I buy my hot dog water.
Hot dog water, yes.
That's where I buy it. Yeah, from the movie theaters.
That's the best place to go.
Yeah.
But and
That's
another
cool.
thing that before we leave this topic, another thing that Adam and his team has always been great at. Every convention has to deal with lines.
Yes.
I got to travel the country more so this year than before because we actually had a little bit of money left in the budget to do it, but from last year. But other conventions plan on having lines and what to do with the line. We actually go a step further and we try to plan our lines where they don't interfere with the rest of the convention. And I've not seen anybody else put that effort into that particular aspect of line building. We went to one convention.
It's a huge jigsaw puzzle.
Oh, it is. We went to one
With
convention
all the
that
people?
shall be nameless, roughly our size, maybe a little. They claim to be bigger, but I won't get into that. But the point is, we went in and they had the line built up in their pre-function area where you literally could not even get to the convention floor without having to walk through the celebrity lines.
Really?
But and a lot of that was the logistics they had to deal with.
Adam, he's like, he's
I
like,
don't
don't get me
understand."
started. I don't want to talk about it.
We're gonna have that conversation, Wesley, because I don't understand.
Oh, that's panic attack.
Okay,
mode for me
picture it
right
this
there,
way,
man.
Adam. You know how you usually run the lines out in that back hallway now?
Yeah.
The windows, the smoking area.
Mhm.
Okay, picture those lines only this side of the wall.
No.
Oh,
No.
That's essentially what I'm talking about.
That's insane.
No, absolutely not. There's no way that my con floor could handle that.
No.
There's just no.
People wouldn't be able to walk around. There's no way.
Oh no.
And we pride ourselves on that.
Hey, I've never been.
worked very well last
admittedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard all the good things about it, but with not being familiar with the convention, like the way things work, is there any? For me personally, I just want to know, like, do you get desensitized to the people and just not get starstruck anymore, or does it still happen?
I don't think either one of us ever were starstruck, were we, Adam?
I've been
Not
working with
at all?
Scarefest. I've been working with Scarefest 14 years, and I've only been starstruck once.
Was it today
No,
with me? Okay,
unfortunately.
Who was it?
I like you.
but no starstruck.
It was Mick Foley.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only time
Yeah.
I've ever been truly starstruck. And I've met Bruce Campbell. I've met Carl Ellis. I mean, I met Wesley. For crying out loud. No, from The Princess Bride, not you.
Oh.
And I've
Wesley.
met tons
Throw
of
me a
people.
bone, damn it.
Oh yeah, okay. But the only time that I've ever truly been starstruck was Mick Foley, and I met him. We talked. He gave me an autograph. He met my son,
Aw,
and after
that's
that,
cool.
literally, it was done. He was just
he was a nice
another
dude though,
cog in
wasn't
the
he?
wheel. Oh, he's
Please
great.
tell me he was okay.
You know,
Good.
honestly, I've only had like maybe 4 or 5 bad celebrity interactions,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of them have been super nice.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to do a job just like we are, you know, and we're trying to facilitate them doing their job.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it stands to reason that it would help them to be nice and you know, work with us so that they can make more money, we can make more money, and we all go home happy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a business. So
Yes. Yeah. And a lot of folks don't realize that for a lot of those VIPs, it's like, for a lot of folks, some people think that like once you've been in 1 or 2 films, you're just loaded. Like that means that you just have money. And that's not the case. That's not the case at all. And so a lot of them, this is how they're making their living, you know, and it's like, you should be respectful of it. They're here to talk to you and shake your hand and whatever and have an awesome interaction, like.
Yeah. I could
it's
see
very-
people getting like way creepy too, though.
Oh yeah, well,
Unfortunately.
we see some of that, but for the most part, it just freaks me out. People will walk up to celebrities and go, "Hey, why did you turn this way instead of this way during the kill scene?" And,
Really?
Do they really?
yeah, stuff like that happens all the time.
Yeah,
And they,
all the
they,
time.
they remember the scripts from a movie 30 years ago that the
They
celebrities
would.
have already forgot they were even in.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
the celebrities appreciate, and I think horror is probably at the top of the list of genres that really appreciate their fans. But the celebrities greatly appreciate their fans. They love them. They want to make them as happy as they can. But the fans also need to go in realizing, as you were talking about, this is part of their day job. They consider this a work environment. So respect their time, respect the other fans. But that's about all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Just be nice and have a good time.
Yeah.
But be
That's
nice.
it.
But be nice.
Just be nice, have a good time. Everybody's going to get a chance to meet everybody. Just
Yes.
be patient.
Yes.
Just be patient.
Yep. Yeah.
Have you guys had
No,
any
if they had any
serious-
celebrities this year, nobody could meet them all. No, could not be done.
That would I had trouble. Well, I mean, was working part of the time, but I would go to tables and find someone, and I would turn around and I would be like, "When the hell was that person there?" or something. I would have no idea, and I'd walked past there, however many times, and you just
Yep, it happens a lot. Like when you talked about the desensitized thing. There are times when like you walk by somebody and you just adjust their line a little bit, or you move, slide these people over here so that this line doesn't get crowded, things like that. You're not even thinking about it.
Mhm.
And then they walk up and they're like, "By the way, I'm this person from this show, and I just really appreciate what you did for me. Let me buy you a drink." I'm like, "I don't know who you are, but okay, let's do that."
Mhm. Yeah.
It's you just do it.
Oh,
Oh, lost Wes. He'll be back.
Let's hope.
Mr. Propot.
give us all the dirt.
Well, you're stuck with me now.
Yeah.
All the dirt.
All the dirt
You'll
on
get
Wes.
nothing.
You have. Oh, yeah.
We need
They're
tea
blood brothers.
right now.
No, honestly,
That's
like
what Ken would be like. Spill that
That-
tea.
Sorry.
here's
There he
Wesley.
is.
Here's Wesley. No,
We
the
did.
first thing that we usually do is sign an NDA, so I can't give you nothing.
Oh,
Yeah,
do you
that's
guys
very-
are there? That's a question right there. Like, are there how many of those, or do they even come with each person? Like, is that something you guys commonly have to deal with, like an NDA per guest, if they have anything? Or-
Oh, no. So let me be clear on that. My NDA covers Scarefest.
okay,
I signed one, and it's for
Okay.
Scarefest. And
okay,
I can only talk about things when Scarefest releases me to talk about them.
Right.
And
Makes
every
sense.
single one of our staff members sign it too when they do an application.
Yes. Yep.
So-
that makes sense. I started thinking about all the different people that might be coming or working on something. Do they have any kind of like, you hear in concerts, people have like, I need this and this and this, like their
Oh, like a rider?
requirements for, yeah.
Okay.
That it
Wes
happens.
smiled a little. Well, yeah, I mean, but is that like a common thing, or is it just more for
Oh,
the
yeah.
bigger?
Well, okay. So it depends on the star, first of all.
Mm,
Let's be
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
It depends on the star.
Mhm.
But for the most part, like we try to provide our celebrities with the at-home experience,
Yeah.
because we want you to come in and we want you to make a dump truck full of money, because you
Mhm.
make us a dump truck full of money in the process.
Yeah.
So we want you to be as comfortable and productive as possible, which means if you want a almond soy chai mocha choca bullshit whatever
Yeah.
from a Starbucks that's 3 blocks down,
Yep.
You're going to have that every morning waiting.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely. Yep.
because that's just,
Makes sense. Yeah.
you know, it makes sense. If you're more
Yeah.
productive that way, then that's what we're going to do to facilitate you. Now, like I said, and the big thing on that is it depends on the star.
Yeah.
Now, we've had some people that, in my opinion, diva out, but for the most part,
Yeah.
it's just been like normal stuff like, hey, can you have 2 bottles of water waiting at the table when I get back? Sure, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
We'll occasionally have one that has a specific type of room that they want, whether it exists or not. That's sometimes fine.
Yeah.
It's built.
Whether it exists or
But yeah,
Or organic chickpeas.
yeah.
Where am I going to find organic? Okay, sure, we got you.
organic chickpeas.
But we
It happens.
accommodate when we can.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And everyone that I talked to, I tried to get to people that I was familiar with and stuff. And even those that I wasn't, I asked how their weekend went and if it was successful and stuff. And I would say 98% of them were like, it was awesome. Awesome. They did great.
We like
They
hearing that
loved all the
feedback.
fans. They loved all the volunteers. They loved, in general, everyone just seemed happy about everything. I know there were things going on behind the scenes, but you guys did it. The staff doesn't.
I would say last year less than normal. Nothing crashed and burned last year that comes to mind, with the exception of the VIP party, which was a predictable thing if we had just thought. We sold our normal number of VIP tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, math. We also had a bunch of VIP tickets carried over from the year before when COVID shut the country down. And
all those guys.
No, we had a lot of carryover.
Yeah.
Like a lot of carryover.
And they all showed up at 9 o'clock on Saturday night to the corner bar for the VIP party.
Every one of them. I think we had 6 that weren't accounted for. Yeah.
It was
Out
insane.
of over 2 years worth.
Bingo.
There were so
Wow.
many people there. I didn't
Yep.
even go into the VIP party room. I was in
didn't either.
more the restaurant area because I was just like, I'm not even going to try to mess with that because the restaurant was insane too.
I went in there long enough to announce the film festival winners, and then I crawled back out and covered my head and cried. That was.
I crawled back out.
Was
We
that your
ended up-
final lap?
Oh, no.
That was his last stretch. No, unfortunately, no. There's
that-
more on Sunday.
That was the only time I'd ever feared COVID, because if you can't catch it being face to face with 1,000 people, then screw it. I, however, am still the
Unfortunately.
healthiest person in the country, despite everything I do to kill myself. So.
That's because COVID's afraid of you. You're old and grizzled. Lindsay, get us back on track. This
on our
is just going
show,
off the rails. What is going on?
We like to do a thing we call rapid fire with some of our guests.
Come on, Miss Rutledge.
Throwing Axes with Killers is an event they came up with, I guess, 3 Scarefest ago.
Oh,
4.
really?
Well, it depends. Do you count COVID year?
Well, that's why I go by Scarefest and not years.
3.
Okay.
Oh.
And it's because Battle Axes was down the street. It was gaining popularity. It just had moved into town. And we thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool to get some of our celebrities to go down there and throw axes with the fans? Well, we made 2 mistakes. We announced it like 7 days before the convention, and then scheduled it on the day before the convention. I think we saved like $50 or something. But the point, we did it as a launch activity. So in other words, you had to be one of the people that come into town on Thursday to even take part in it. And it still did okay, but it was not a rousing success, although everybody just came away with glowing reviews. Move forward to last year.
Now he's just going to make you shit your pants. Oh
yeah,
my
but
God.
part of that time was spent explaining the rules. Anyway, the point is, it went over really well last year. This year, we're doing it again.
Shut up, Wesley. We're
I
talking
was going to
about
say,
That's
Adam
all
just got really
That's all
excited
you,
at
Adam.
the next topic.
Moonshine's all you.
Moonshine.
So I know this topic was put in here because I'm on the show. I know that for a fact.
Yes.
So every year, I am known for bringing in shine,
A lot.
a lot of shine
A lot.
that I make myself. So
It's
I usually
delicious.
bring about 5 different flavors: apple pie, pineapple, strawberry, blackberry, peach, and I feel like there's another one. Anyways, and
You did dreamsicle or creamsicle.
oh yeah,
or whatever.
dreamsicle. That's the other one.
That
There
was
you go.
stupid good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is it moonshine's typically corn, isn't it? Like that's
Mhm.
okay.
Yep.
Oh, never had it.
Like,
I'm afraid to have it.
I've only had
Actually, no, my moonshine doesn't. My moonshine's a slow hitter.
it's
so,
delicious.
It's like
dangerous.
It's like picking up a sledgehammer that's really too heavy for you to swing, and then hitting someone with it. So it's a slow swing, but when it
it's
hits
like-
you, it really hurts.
It's like
I get out of breath and tired.
Yeah,
any
pretty much.
other tasty
Yeah,
drink
that's how-
that
That is so terrifying.
all right, Wes.
Oh, I
And
love
you're
our cosplayers.
Aren't
Okay.
they
First of
great?
all, I want to say Scarefest brings in some of the most. I was going through the pictures today, and although I did not get to see them all. We bring
Yeah.
in some of the most imaginative and talented cosplayers on the Eastern Seaboard.
Yes.
Period.
These are
And-
There are a
fabulous.
lot
Like this is what they do.
Yes, on Saturday
Yeah.
it's a lot.
cosplay.
Mhm.
I wish we could figure out how to get back to the old days. It used to be they'd wear it all day, so you could walk around that place all day and it was just packed with cosplayers. But we've shifted the judging till late in the day, and so a lot of people don't want to fart around with
Yeah.
their stuff all day, so they don't put it on till late in the afternoon.
But the cosplay has also gotten, in my opinion, more elaborate because of that. Because they actually
It
go
could
and
be,
like
yes.
take the time to
'cause they
like
don't
put it all
have to
together
worry
and
about
everything, and they're only in it for 2 hours, so they can go huge, and it's beautiful.
That
They don't have to walk around 8 hours throughout the whole day
Right.
wearing it. They're
Right.
in and out.
Unless you're the media director, and I wear mine
Yes.
all damn day.
he had full face makeup
Terrifying.
all day. That would be yes. Current state of the horror genre. Adam's
I
out
know
on
this is
that
only
one.
going to be.
Okay, my only complaint is I wish they would quit remaking stuff. Come up with an original goddamn idea and make a movie rather than taking something that's 20 or 30 years old that was perfect last
Yes.
time. If you want to take something that was not well executed and try to do
Right.
it right, I'll excuse you. But
And
I
try to
really
improve upon. Yeah.
I really don't like that part of it. Now, we specialize more in the 80s, 90s genre of horror, that time period. So we got the classic horror. So our fans, we still get an email. Why don't you all bring in somebody new? And it's because they're working, dude. That's, but that's my opinion on the current state of the horror genre. What was I don't even know what was the last movie that really got a lot of traction with a fan base where in other words to cosplay the characters or whatever.
Other than MCU, I don't know.
Oh.
It.
Different genre.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah, maybe it's because we've moved on to the superhero genre as far as cosplay, but
No, I think what it would have been the last horror movie I remember anyone that's recent doing cosplay. Right?
You mean the remake of a movie that was see?
Look, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm allowing it because it was a made for TV movie on ABC. It was not a theatrical release. Got to give me that one.
No.
I'll give you Evil Dead. I'll give you Pet Cemetery. I'll give you Poltergeist, all of that. But the original It I watched in the living room with my family. Fucked my sister up for life, turned me into what I am now. but it was still a made-for-TV movie. So it's not a remake; it's a cinematic reproduction of a
Well,
classic.
that makes it right.
Ooh.
Why didn't you let me? That was the longest breath I ever took, and you were like, "You're wrong."
Because I.
That's
If I
man.
was a grave digger myself, I would let you dig your own hole.
Oh no, I was in there. I was in it.
Yeah, okay, to me, Halloween is a perfect example. I watched the new Halloween movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very well done.
It's not a remake.
Same.
Sorry, what?
Same characters, same storyline. It's a remake.
You're talking about Rob Zombie?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about like.
Oh.
You said current. I thought you were talking about like.
Okay, to me, 10, 15 years ago is current, dude. That hasn't
Okay,
even get
yeah,
to my-
that
But it's
that
still
one.
an ongoing series. Okay, so
Right.
that's why I'm looking at it.
Okay.
But I finally watched it. I held off a long time. I thought it was a very, very well done remake of something that did not need to be remade.
Mm.
That
Yeah.
just that simply. It didn't matter how good of a job he did. I could only like it so much.
Yeah, with a lot of classics, it feels that way. Some films, it's just like they shouldn't be touched. It feels kind of disrespectful almost.
That's right. Do it like Friday the 13th. By God, just keep sending them damn kids to that camp. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I
how
will tell
many-
you the Friday the 13th remake in like 09 and the Nightmare in 10 were the worst things I've ever seen in my life when it comes to remakes. Like both of those were. I think Jackie Earle Haley, did a great job for what was written for him, but that shouldn't have been touched, and it shouldn't have been done that way at all. That's just me, but and I know it's a different
those
story to a certain extent, but
Well, but you're telling it differently. Now, if they want to go back and pick some horror movie that everybody really looked forward to, that just crashed and burned in the theaters, and tell you the truth, some of these so-called classics that we have big fan base on. My God, I went back and watched. Oh God, they were awful.
like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yes. Some you go back and you're
No,
like,
I would not object to remaking things that that shouldn't have been made back then, let alone now, if it's done correctly. But that is my gripe about the horror
horror genre
industry
today.
right now.
Yeah.
Now the independent, of course, in the film festival, I get to see a lot of the independents, and the most common thing I see judges, they're in their notes that they post on for the other judges to see, is retelling of an old story. Retelling of an old story. And I'm like, and
It happens that often.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I would think it would.
And it's not even that they meant to do it. It's just they thought it was a great idea and they didn't put it together. But when you have people that, are immersed in the movie industry, and the other judges, by the way, are much deeper into the horror genre than I am. They know what's out there.
Right.
I could listen to him talk all day.
And you usually have to.
I usually do. I like listening to you, Wesley. You're so smart.
There's a tone to the voice too.
And so far they've asked questions that Adam, who sits in his basement when he's home, playing card games.
I am in my room, thank you very much, and I'm not playing a card game right now. I'm playing WoW.
I'm just saying, okay, to go back during the pandemic, Adam came on. We could get him on the show every now and then. And What'd you binge watch during the pandemic? I don't think he even admitted to having a TV. It's
What did I binge watch during the pandemic?
I don't remember.
I
don't think anything.
Oh, Uno. I remember. Yeah, I binge watched Uno. Yeah.
The card game Uno?
Yeah, the card game Uno.
Like other people playing Uno?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
watched other people play Uno.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's more
What
boring
in
than
the
I
Is that a
remembered.
real thing?
I should
Is
be
it
clear.
really?
They were WWE superstars playing Uno.
Oh, okay. That's where it
That's
comes
still
in.
like that's 10
It
minutes
was-
for me max, man.
Nah. Nah, it was great.
I was gonna say I could see him loving that. Yes.
No, I did
So
like
this-
everybody did during the pandemic. I just sat around, ate, and
And
bitched about not being able to leave the house.
Yeah.
and waited for the world to burn.
Yeah.
Had deep thoughts in the basement about Wes's
Yes.
underwear.
My days were simple. You wake up at 5:30, you go to Walmart, you find out they still don't have toilet paper. You go to Kroger's, you find out they still don't have toilet paper.
Yeah.
So you go to like, the random off the wall place and find 4 rolls, and you're like, oh, I'm rich, I can retire. Then you go home and you eat, and then you watch something, and then you eat again, then you watch something else, and you eat again. You go to sleep. Rinse and repeat.
You missed like maybe 1 or 2 things, but yeah.
Yeah,
That's the problem, Adam. That's the problem. You're not on Facebook as much as me. I sat there during the entire pandemic watching people that grew up together, that were best friends in high school, go at each other's fucking throats
Mhm.
over anything from politics to vaccines to science.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I just, that was
See, I avoid social media because it's toxic.
Well, it-
Yeah.
definitely was.
Well,
I
I
played-
mean, if the
and I played
alternative is
Animal
watching
Crossing.
people play Uno,
I played Animal
I'm still-
Crossing with my friends.
so you and my grandmother could have hung out.
Yeah.
Like,
Now that's what I'm talking about. I'm really popular with the old people.
she's got her iPad on her bed
Your
while her
grandma's
TV's
awesome.
on. Just
I actually did read an article on why I binge watched what I did during the pandemic. I went back and binge watched all the Marvel Avengers
did you?
movies and all that, everything that was out at the time, and I put it off to. Well, I grew up with comic books. I love the characters. That was my little safe spot. Come to find out, when you're in a uncomfortable situation, you tend to watch things that you've already seen because you know how it's going to work out.
Comfort
And it's a
shows.
sense of comfort.
And that's where your comfort comes from. So
that explains so much. My proctologist just has Avatar on a loop in their office.
Another movie that I haven't seen.
Literally, again, you and my grandmother might be the only people that haven't seen it.
I missed a lot of stuff, but I have actually seen Avatar. I won't disappoint on this one. Oh man.
I feel we do our weekly show on Zoom, and about every once in a while I'll have somebody say that has never used Zoom. I'm like, where were you in 2020?
Yeah. Were you alive during the
Yes.
pandemic?
Yes. It was only all the time.
Zoom or Skype?
Zoom. Hey, thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I personally
Yes.
have
Thank
learned
you so much, you guys.
a lot about myself just from talking to you guys between the hellos and
Exciting. Hello. Yeah.
specific browsers to use and search engines. Like I'm set up for another pandemic, to be honest, because I haven't seen Uno with wrestlers. So
See?
I'm actually
Uno
going to
with
look that up.
wrestlers.
Check out that
I'm going to go
up,
outside,
down,
have
down.
a cigarette.
I was gonna say he will, and he's gonna send it to me, and then I'm gonna have to watch wrestlers
Yep.
playing.
Yep.
Uno.
Where can people watching the show get information about Scarefest?
Yes, and at work and
Most,
West, all your
most
stuff.
anywhere. The Google machine. I hear the
The Google
The
machine.
Google machine knows a
Anyway.
lot.
Go to Bing
go
and
to
type in
Scare-
Adam.
Scarefestweekend.com. Scarefestweekend.com. That is our
Okay.
current website. We're updating it almost daily now, trying to get all the stuff that I had on the old website moved over. So it's both beautiful and informative.
Mhm.
But look us up on Facebook. Just a little search thing up the top. Type in the Scarefest.
The tippy top.
Yeah, the tippy top. And the main thing is you can find my particular brand of humor every Friday night on it's on Facebook. Because
That was such a buildup. And then he's like, well,
Well,
on Facebook.
Okay, you can go to scarefestradio.com and watch it, but you can't chat with everybody. We learned very quickly that Facebook has become the new America Online, and once people get on it, they will not leave. No matter what.
It has been a weird thing.
Adam's Facebook would literally have to start setting phones on fire for people to use the internet the way it was developed. But yeah, that's
Oh my
Okay,
god.
we're not hanging up on you, I promise.